Hi, I'm Mika Alban Aaron. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about how I build my YouTube channel from 0 to 6,000 subscribed within 30 days. And then I stopped posting. And here's why. So, if you've been following my posts, you will realize, and if you've been following my YouTube channel, you will realize that for a while, say around 2003, 2004, we got to the Philippines in 2023. And 6 months after that, I made this channel, because I wanted to really talk about why we're here. Why did we pick up everything? At the height of when things are going really well for us in the United States, why would we just pick up everything, sold everything, say goodbye to everyone, and then just gone to this so-called third world country, right? Developing country. Why would we do this? Well, it's all based upon the prophecies, but the prophecy actually started with just us wanting to know who are we worshiping. Most of you know that I brought up Christian my whole life. So I've been following the Christian faith my whole life, Christian religion my whole life. And I believe wholeheartedly in the Christian religion because, of course, I put it to the test to other religions. I put it to the test against Buddhism. I put it to the test against Islam. I put it to the test against Scientology, and I said, but wait, the Christian religion have something. And so, because when you're brought up to believe one thing, and you brought up to have one understanding of that belief system you were brought up in, as you get to a certain age, you have to ask yourself the question: how did I arrive at this mindset, and is it true? The last thing I would want to do, and the last thing I would want you to do, is to die or be on your deathbed wondering if you have lived your full life, if you have lived the truth, because once you die, that's it. There ain't no coming back. There ain't no reincarnation of anyone that ever come back and can tell me what their life was before they died. I haven't seen it yet. In the Christian religion, we talked of this Jesus, and he came back from the dead, but he wasn't reincarnated. He came back from the dead. He was real. He was risen, right? But when you start to do more investigation into this tale, you find out some truths that was hidden from you. Well, at least was hidden from me, because I was the one looking, right? And then as you go through these truths, you start realizing there's more to it than meets the eye. So that's what led me to the Philippines. That's what led me to look at my wife and ask her the question. And I literally asked her, how do you feel about living in the Philippines? Because I'm going to the Philippines. I wasn't asking her permission. I just wanted to know I wanted her to know where my next move is. And if I'm her leader, and I'm her husband, and if I'm the one who is leading, and she's the one who is following my lead or aiding me in my lead, she needs to know where I'm going. And I was determined to come to the Philippines because I wanted truth. So, why I picked up, sold everything at the height of my career and the height of everything going great, finance, house, businesses. Why I did that? Because a man can live his whole life and realize he's been living a lie. A man can live his whole life and still not being fulfilled. Because at the end of the day, it's not how much money you have. It's not how many places you visit. It's not, what am I leaving behind, or what have I accomplished? At the end of the day, you got to face the one who created you. At the end of the day, you have to give an account for how you lived your life, what you believe, what your influence was, how you were influenced by the information you've received. How do you live the expectations of the ones who gave you that expectations, or the expectations that was given by divine authority? So that's how I got to the Philippines, and I'm glad I did. I don't regret one bit of moving to the Philippines. It's actually a better life than the life I was living, even though I had a big, nice house and money in the bank and businesses and cars and motorcycle. This is a better life, man. But how did I go from building this YouTube channel from 0 to 6,000 subscribed within 3 months? Because I was excited. I wanted the world to know that I'm not crazy. I didn't join a cult. I didn't pick up and sold everything and say goodbye to my family to come to the Philippines to live a cult life. I wanted them to see how I was living, the life we were living, the enjoyment. Because see, I came here in search of a name that belonged to a God. The God who created the heavens and earth, who were of my ancestors, who is the true God, the only true God. And I came here because of the name Yahweh. And there was only one person on earth that was proclaiming that name. One person, and that was Karash. Yaodah, Bandor, Mabane, Nabe, the ravenous bird. He was the only one proclaiming this name. Now, how I got to this name? You see, I was looking. I didn't know the name Yahweh. I didn't know the name Yahushua, and I certainly did not know the name Yahushua. All I knew was Jacob, Isaac, Abraham. I know the prophets in the Bible. I know the name Jesus. I know Jehovah for God, Almighty, or I am, the great I am. These are the things that I know. These are the things that I knew. But when you start to search, and you start to seek, and you really pray and you want to find something, I'm telling you, you're going to find it. If you seek with all your heart, you will find. If you knock, the door will open. If you ask, you shall receive. And it's, I don't know if you've heard it, guys. I don't know if you see it. I don't know if you understood it, understand it, overstand it. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. When you put out the effort to actually do something, you're going to reap a reward. Because there's a consequence to everything. And there's a consequence and a blessing. I wanted to know the truth. And here is how I stumbled upon the truth. When I found out that there was no letter J in the English alphabet until the year 1524, I mean, how can you stumble upon that information, ladies and gentlemen? How can you stumble upon that information and just go back to your regular scheduled program? No letter J in the English alphabet before the year 1524? And so then when you research that, you realize, wait a minute, something is, what? Then if that is true, how did we arrive at the name Jesus? How did we arrive at the name Jehovah? How did we arrive? And then you do the searches. I'm telling you, man. So that is why I came to the Philippines. Because when you do the search, and when you understand the truth and the language of the truth, it is commanding you to do something. There's always something you have to do. And one such thing is come out of her, my people. that you may not be partakers of her sins and of her plague. You got to come out of the system that governs you away from the truth. And that system includes religion, your normal or natural way of life that doesn't match up with the divine direction. You have to pull away from everything. So what was holding me back, or what kept me locked in? The American dream. I wanted the pie. I wanted to have that pie. I wanted to have the house and the car and the money, and I wanted to travel. I wanted all of that stuff. And I was well on my way to accomplishing everything. I had the house, the car, the bike, the money, and the businesses that I was building into an empire. And then I would start doing the traveling. But then there's a call that you have to, there's a cost. You see, there's a cost to following. There's a cost to gain that information. There's a cost to gain insight. And there's a choice you have to make. It's going to cost you, and you have to choose. What is it going to cost you? And what are you not willing to give up? And so I gave up everything. And I'm just so happy that my beautiful wife was able to say, I'm going to be where my husband is. And so coming down to the Philippines, you know, my family, friends, those I left behind, thought I was giving up my life to join a cult. They thought I was in a cult and I'm giving up my life, I'm making a big mistake. How could you, when you were struggling before and you just start getting on your feet and you're building and you bought a big house and you're doing really well, why would you give up now? Why would you give up all that? Because at the end of the day, truth is worth sacrificing everything for. And so when I came here, my goal with my YouTube channel was to build an audience for the people I left behind. My brother just showed up. To build an audience for the people that I left behind. And what I wanted to show them is like, hey, I'm not part of a cult. I'm in a nation. I'm in a body of true believers who are seeking what I'm seeking, having the same mindset that I have, to seek truth by following the true name of the Creator. Because when you follow the true name of the Creator and He reveals some things about who He is and who we are, it changed the paradigm. And so this YouTube channel, I started it and I was running wild with it because I wanted to show, hey man, I'm living 10 times better than I was living in the States, in America. And I'm free. I was living to that place where I was going to work and my mind was focused on work and this and work and that and money this and money that. But now I'm in a place where I'm truly at ease. My mind is at ease. Look at me on the boat ride. I'm on the boat ride, island hopping. Look at me. I just got my diver's license and I'm diving. I'm 60, 70, 90 feet under the water. Look at this world. I wanted to show them my life. Hey, look at us at Anjo World. Oh, look at us in the malls. Look, oh, check out the plazas here, man. It's huge. Watch the freedom. Look at my house that I'm living in now. I'm not in some camp where somebody's governing my every move and tell me I can't do this and I can't do that. I have absolutely no restriction outside of the law. Look at me. I'm in my own house. I'm on my own premises with my own gate, my own garden. This is not how a cult live. I'm not dressed up in gowns and bowing down and praying 5 times a day and in some sort of camp or trap. I'm free. And that's why my YouTube channel spiked right up. It spiked right up Like in 3 months, man, 6,000. And it was going. And I loved it because one, I'm getting the message out. I'm showing who we are as a people here. I'm showing what we do. And I'm showing the prophecies and looking at the scriptures. And then, you know, the Exodus year was supposed to be 2024. The Exodus year 2023 into 2024. And I'm thinking 2024, 2025, you know, certainly Yahweh is going to destroy Babal. But it never happened at my prediction. Because I thought this is the year of his vengeance. And you know, I've seen this time and time again throughout history. People predict things, predicting the end of the world and nothing happening. And then they go back to just becoming a religion. That's not me. I didn't come here to be a religion. I didn't come here to be part of a religion. I left a religion. I will never be a part of a religion. I will never join a religion. Because anything you join, you are a member. And if you're a member, you're controlled. No, I'm part of a nation. I'm part of a covenant seed, a covenant people, a covenant promise. So I'm not going to be in any church. I'm not going to be here singing on praising word. No, I'm done with that. No, I come here to see the God of my ancestors. I come here to see it. So now I wait upon his revelation. And, you know, according to the prophecy, he brought us away from Matzraim so that we will not be partakers of our plague. He brought us to the Philippines where he's placed his name. Right throughout the scripture, the place where he placed his name is where we worship. It's where, you know, and Cebu, Philippines is where he placed his name. And I believe in the name Yahweh. And I'm telling you, if his name is not Yahweh, then everything that I believe, everything that I'm running after, everything that I seek is garbage. If his name is not Yahweh, then all of this is for nothing. But one thing I will tell you, I'm not coming back to America. I'm done with America. Spent 30 years of my life in America. And I'm done. I'm not setting foot back in America. And I'm telling you, I got some great friends. I got families, children, grandchildren that don't know my face, at least live. They probably see it on videos, they see it on pictures, but they don't know, they haven't seen me. I got grandchildren there. I got my sons and my daughters there. My mom, my brothers, people I care about. And I'm telling you, I ain't coming back to America. I'm done with America. And the Philippines is my home. I love it here. This is where I'm staying. I never feel this kind of love from this. I've never feel this kind of love. Nowhere in America I felt this love. Not even in the church. And I was prominent in the church. Man. I'm an ordained minister, man. I'm a licensed minister. I've dealt with every facet of the church. Baptized people in my bathtub, pool, in the river, in the dead of winter, in the sea. You can't tell me about Christianity. I gave my life, hundreds and thousands of dollars to the church. You can't tell me nothing about church. You can't tell me nothing. I know the Bible, the King James Version of the Bible, the NIV version of the Bible, RSV version of the Bible. I know the Bible. But now I'm learning it in our own language. I'm seeing the mistakes. I'm seeing the errors. I'm understanding that the Bible is our history written to us. Did you know that in Psalms 47, Psalms 147, I believe in the 19th chapter, 1920, the scripture was given to us alone. Did you know in Exodus 19, it's to us alone? Did you know in Amos chapter 3, did you know that the Creator said, you only have I known? Did you know that even in the so-called Gospels, the Mashiach, the Messiah, the Son of Man, did you know that he said he was sent only to the lost sheep of Yahushua? This message is not for the world. The world does not worship the King of Heaven. It doesn't. But when you incorporate a conquered people under a conquered religion, guess what happened? You're worshiping a deity that our ancestors did not worship. You're worshiping a worship style and doing things in a language that our ancestors did not speak, that spoke. So now we come here to find our true self. So that's why I went from 0 subscribers to 6,000 subscribers. When Babal did not fall in my expectations, because I believe that after the Exodus, there would be a destruction to Babal, where fire coming from heaven, the stones coming from heaven, and destroy the most prominent city of the world. When it didn't happen at that time, I didn't know what else to say to y'all. I didn't know what else to say to my family when I was telling them, yeah, man, pack a bag, get your passport, get out. I didn't know what else to say to them. Babal didn't fall. So in their eyes, I look like a false preacher, a false teacher. I'm questioning myself. Did I miss something? What did I miss? What have I missed? What am I not seeing? You know, there's some people of our numbers, they were here and they believe what I believed, and they came in search of what I came in search of, and they left. They left and they gone back to their former way of life. They gone back to their lives because they believe that this is a lie. They believe our prophet is a liar. I don't believe that. Because I watch in the scriptures where Yahweh delays things. I watch in the scriptures where Yahweh causes things to happen. I mean, when Noah built the ark, it's 120 years. And when all the animals went into the ark, guess what happened? Whenever all the animals and him and his family went into the ark, no rain fall for 7 more days. Yahweh did that on purpose. Yahweh said he was going to destroy Nineveh in 40 days. He did not destroy Nineveh because he sent the prophet in there who wanted those people dead. But they repented. And guess what he did? He spared the city. But then guess what? 40 years later, he destroyed the city by fire. So sometimes there's a delay. Sometimes there's a delay. I mean, the Mashiach, he taught us that, you know, what if the Son of Man, right? He says, delay his coming. What if the king delay his coming? You start to mistreat the servants. And the Son of Man will come at a time you did not expect, right? So there is a delay, and it's on purpose. Now, listen, I have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to say to you to convince you that America is going to fall, because it is Babylon. It is modern day Babylon. It is enslave us, mislead the people, and take them away from the Creator. I'm telling you, Yahweh have to destroy that place. Because then he would have to apologize to Sodom and Gomorrah. But we don't know the exact day and time. We just know the season. But all I can tell you is this: whether he destroys today, tomorrow, next year, or the next 15 years, or the next 100 years, I make Alban Arne ain't setting foot back in that place. Not going. I'm just not doing it. I want nothing more to do with America. I'm just so sad that my children and their families are still there. But, you know, each of them have to take account for their own lives. For me and my house, we will worship Yahweh. And so, as a priest in the kingdom of Yahweh, of the tribe of Loe, aka Levite, I'll do my part. I will keep making videos. I started my YouTube channel back up now, maybe a month ago. I started up back. I'm at 6,800 subscribers. I'm looking to grow this channel. And though my purpose for making this channel, I felt like I've showed that purpose, that we're not a cult, how we're living here. You can go back and watch I think I put up over 200 plus videos, maybe going on 300 videos. And you can watch those videos and you see how we're living here. And you will see that we're not a cult, that our prophet is not some cult leader taking all our money and restricting us from having fun. A matter of fact, our prophet put up his own money to make sure we're okay, to make sure we go out, make sure we're a family, make sure so you look at my prophet, he don't dress up in some gowns, he don't have a harem of people around him like he's some god. No, he's a regular man who loves Yahweh and restoring his words and doing exactly according to the prophet Isaiah 46 and 11 what he should be doing, and he's doing that. And it's beautiful to watch. We're not a part of a religion, we're part of a covenant people. It's beautiful to watch. Now we wait on Yahweh because we have nothing to prove. He has to prove himself, and he doesn't have to prove himself, but he will show himself because he said it. The heathens will know that I am Yahweh when these things happen. So until then, I'm going to keep making videos. I'm going to keep sharing my thoughts. I have a podcast that I'm getting ready to air. I did a few little clips on it and I put it up here. You can go back on my post and see some of that, some of that. But I want to get it legit. I'm working on the website right now. That's all. It's in the work, almost get done. And then I'm going to have my podcast called Understanding Through Experience. It's going to be amazing, y'all. And this way I can really take the time to have those conversations, tell those stories, tell those life experiences that's going to help you and move you into the future from the past. And you're going to benefit from it. And until then, man, I want to keep making videos. I want to say thank you to my brother here who I'm gonna put his tagline up here. Who, you know, he gave me a love offering. I would say a love offering, or, you know, that little heart, you know, right down there on my YouTube channel. As you can, you know, sponsor, buy a coffee, or just say thank you or something like that. And he's the first to do it. I just want to say thank you. You're the first. I won't forget you, man. I'm actually going to make a cut out of it, put it in a nice frame, and put it on my desk, just to remember, to be a reminder, you gave your love. You're the first person to sponsor this channel by giving that little love offering. So for those who want to offer, man, go ahead and do it. You help a brother out here in the Philippines. And I'll bring you more content, man. It's just gonna bless your soul and bless your heart. And I'm gonna give you my experience and just help you out, because I wish I had somebody in my life to guide me and to help me to make decisions that would have furthered my life. So until next time, thank you so much for joining me. And please support my channel. Please subscribe, because that's gonna help the algorithm. It's gonna help me air to more people. And I want to do this full time, y'all. So this is what I want to do full time. I want to do YouTube and my podcast. That's it. That's what I want to do full time. So please, and thank you for subscribing, and thank you for supporting this channel. Until next time, I'm Mecca Alban. Shalom.